Hello, friends! Today we will talk about the greatest playwright of all time, William Shakespeare. A man whose works have captivated the hearts of audiences and readers around the world for over 400 years. William Shakespeare was born in April 1564 in the quiet English town of Stratford upon Avon. His father was a glover and held high-ranking positions within the town government. The family lived in comfortable circumstances. Shakespeare attended the local grammar school, where he delved deeply into the study of Latin, Greek, and classical literature. At the age of 18, he married Anne Hathaway, who was 8 years his senior. The couple had 3 children, a daughter, Susanna, and twins, a son, Hamnet, and a daughter, Judith. In the early 1590s, Shakespeare moved to London, leaving his family behind in Stratford. In London, he began his theatrical career, initially as an actor, but soon began writing his own plays. His early works met with great success. His historical chronicles depicting the kings of England proved particularly popular. In 1599, the famous Globe Theatre opened its doors, and Shakespeare became one of its co-owners. It was on the stage of the Globe that many of his masterpieces first saw the light of day. Shakespeare wrote in a variety of genres: comedies, tragedies, and historical dramas. Romeo and Juliet is an immortal tale of forbidden love that has become a universal symbol of romance. Hamlet is widely regarded as the pinnacle of his creative achievement. The to be or not to be soliloquy is known the world over. Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth, these tragedies astound us with the depth of human passion they portray. Shakespeare created characters that were incredibly true to life. His characters still feel contemporary today. He incredibly enriched the English language, coining more than 1,700 new words and expressions. Phrases such as to break one's heart, green with envy, and wild goose, all of these come to us from Shakespeare. Despite his immense fame, surprisingly little is known about Shakespeare's personal life. Some still debate whether all the plays were truly written by a single individual. However, the majority of scholars are convinced that William Shakespeare himself stands behind these works. In 1613, the Globe Theatre burned down during a performance. This came as a heavy blow. Around this time, Shakespeare returned to his hometown of Stratford to be with his family. He purchased a large, beautiful house and lived the life of a respected townsman. On April 23, 1616, at the age of 52, William Shakespeare passed away. He was buried in the Church of the Holy Trinity in Stratford, where he rests to this day. 7 years after his death, the first folio was published, a collection of nearly all his plays. Without this book, many of his works might have been lost to humanity forever. Shakespeare completely transformed the art of theater, making drama profound and philosophical. His plays are performed every day in countries around the world, in a multitude of languages. He understood human nature and all its contradictions like no one else. Love, jealousy, power, betrayal, madness, and honor. All of life's major themes are explored in his work. Shakespeare's influence is evident in literature, cinema, music, and even in our everyday speech. Shakespeare is not merely a writer. He represents an entire epoch in the history of world culture. He proved that the right words, carefully chosen, can endure for centuries and touch the lives of millions. Today, when we utter the name Shakespeare, we speak of the eternal and the universal, of art's capacity to mirror the deepest human emotions. His legacy continues to inspire writers, directors, and actors across new generations. From a humble town in England to the world's grandest stages, such is the journey of a true genius. Shakespeare taught us to look at ourselves honestly, without embellishment or illusion. As long as people continue to love, suffer, dream, and search for the meaning of life, his plays will endure. He remains the most quoted author in human history, His words help us understand ourselves better, even 4 centuries later. Shakespeare is a mirror to the human soul. His comedies make us laugh. His tragedies make us weep and reflect. He demonstrated that theater can be far more than mere entertainment, that it can be true art. Many modern films and TV series employ narrative techniques first pioneered by Shakespeare. His influence extends far beyond the realms of literature and theater. Shakespeare has become part of the world's cultural DNA. In Stratford-upon-Avon, his home and the atmosphere of that era remain preserved to this day. Every year, thousands of admirers of his work make the pilgrimage there. Shakespeare remains an enigma, yet it is precisely this mystery that makes him all the more fascinating. We can only surmise what kind of man he truly was, but his genius speaks for him, louder than any biographical fact. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Renaissance era. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments who you'd like me to cover next. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. William Shakespeare, the eternal bard of Stratford. His words and stories will live on as long as humanity endures. Until next time.